Good afternoon. The 36th District Court is back in session with the Honorable Tenisha Yancey presiding.
Good afternoon.
Oh, right. It's very close to the afternoon. But things happen. Are we ready on the bugs matter?
Ready.
And just so that we can keep things moving fairly fast, when I say, are you ready on the bugs matter? It really isn't for House Counsel. It's for you all to get ready. So make sure that you have your cameras on. When I say, are we ready on the bugs matter? Thank you, Mr. Bugs, for turning your camera on and being seated. Make sure you are ready to proceed with your case. Otherwise, I will move to the next person. All right. Hopefully everybody understood that, okay? All right, now calling the people versus Romello Bugs. Ticket number SP 145-89641. One count of driver's license suspended. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good morning, Harry. The P55052 for the defendant. Sir, would you state your name?
Romello Beach on the books.
Judge, the defendant's been advised he is aware of his right to a trial. He's going to waive that right as well as those rights attendant to trial. In order to plead guilty, there's a recommendation to plead to the reduced charge of failure to display here. You can close.
We can't hear you.
What's
Mr.
going on
Bowman.
with your system, Mr. Bobman? We can't hear you, and you probably can't turn your head because even when your head was facing the computer, we couldn't hear you.
Okay, so the defendant is going to waive rights to any further hearings, Your Honor, and plead guilty to failure to display here today.
Thank you. Mr. Bugs, you had the opportunity to talk to Attorney Bobman in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give today will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down, turning your attention to May 5th, 2023. Were you driving a 2007 Ford?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you driving in the area of Congress and Brush Street in the city of Detroit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied, counselor?
I am satisfied. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, and the court is also satisfied will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Bugs for failure to display, assessing fines and fees of $220. Can you pay that within the next 2 weeks, or do you need 30 days?
Can you give like 30 days, Your Honor?
Okay, you have until August 21st. If you don't pay it by August 21st, you do need to appear back here on this same Zoom at 8:30 in the morning.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, as long as it's paid, you don't have to appear any longer.
Okay, Your Honor.
You have a good day, sir.
You too.
Are the parties ready on Lavelle Brown? Now calling the people versus Lavelle Claudius Brown, ticket number P1440047, count 1. Failure to display a valid operator's license not on person. Count 2, driver's license never acquired. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your opinion for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good morning, Harry Baughman for the defendant. Sir, state your full name.
Lavelle Claudius Brown.
Judge, this matter is here for a pretrial. To his credit, the defendant presents today with a valid driver's license. I want to ask if Madam Clerk can confirm that that is in fact valid on today's date. He's also
Yes.
shown me,
It's valid.
thank you. He's also demonstrated to me a insurance certificate from the Cure Auto Insurance Agency that will not expire until January 20th of 2024, finding that the defendant has valid and current compliance documents. Would you dismiss this case? I stipulate to probable cause. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Mr. Brown, for handling your affairs properly, sir. Therefore, the court will acknowledge that an officer of the court has verified valid docs. The court has verified that you do in fact have a valid driver's license. Therefore, these matters will be dismissed without prejudice. Sir, make sure you're keeping those documents in the vehicle with you at all times. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too, man.
Are the parties ready to proceed on Samara Butler Williams?
Samara,
It's Samara.
yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I'm calling the people versus Samara Juanita Simone Butler Williams, ticket number P 1353896. One moment, Mr. Bachman. All right. Just one?
Well, including these other.
Count 3 is drove while license not valid or improper license. What are we doing? Also, ticket number SP 122-66531, one kind of license, driver's license, and no driver's license, drove while license not valid. Also, ticket number SP 122-66532, no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket number SP 130-8309, count 1, driver's license revoked. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Harry Boffman for the defendant. Ma'am, state your name.
Samara Juanita Simone Butler Williams.
Your Honor, we will waive any more formal reading of the information or complaint or warrant for any matters for which the defendant is here for arraignment and stand mute.
The court enters a not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Butler Williams.
Judge, the defendant has a valid driver's license here today. She's also got a valid insurance certificate. That insurance will not expire until November 22nd of 2023. We would move for dismissal for the reason of compliance and stipulate to probable cause for that recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Ms. Butler Williams, for handling your matters properly. You will find that you will be a lot more relieved to have a valid driver's license and insurance while driving. Your matters will be dismissed without prejudice, ma'am. Just make sure you're keeping these documents in the vehicle with you at all times.
Yes, ma'am.
You are free to go.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You're welcome, you too. Parties ready on Bird, Torrin Bird? Oh, he got some stuff in here. He's got his name. He got a lot of stuff. About it. It doesn't spill over into 2. Now calling the people versus Torrin Malik Bird, ticket number SP 121-04381. One count of no operators. One moment. One count of failure to display a valid operator's license not on person. Ticket number SP 124-0903. Count 1, failure to display a valid operator's license not on person. Count 2, driving unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Ticket number SP 127-32852. One count of driving while license suspended, and ticket number scratch that. The last one is ticket number 21397-9921. One count of driving while license not valid or improper. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Harry Boffman for the defendant. Sir, please state your name.
Torrin Malik Bird.
Judge, we're here for an arraignment, so please enter a not guilty plea for the defendant as he waives any formal reading of the information complaint and warrant.
Court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Byrd.
Mr. Byrd is aware of his right to a trial. He's going to waive that here and now. He wants to resolve these matters according to the recommendation. If he pleads guilty to one count of failing to display a valid driver's license and one count of improper plate, the balance of the instant cases would be. He's ready to enter into that plea and make a factual basis right now, Your Honor.
Okay, you may have to repeat the last part of your statement for the court reporter to hear you. Keep in mind that you cannot turn your head, Mr. Boston.
Okay, so his plea is going to be to failure to display one count and one count of improper plates. He's going to waive rights to any further hearings today.
Thank you, and I'm gonna use ticket number ending in 0903. And Mr. Byrd, you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Boffer in the breakout room. He advised you of your rights.
Yes,
You understood your rights.
yes,
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea?
no,
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
yes,
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
yes,
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
yes,
You can put your hand down, turning your attention to September 4th, 2021. Were you driving a 2011 black Dodge?
yes,
Were you driving in the area of 7 Mile and Southfield in the city of Detroit?
yes,
Did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day?
yes,
When asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
no, ma'am,
When asked to produce valid car insurance, were you able to do so?
no, ma'am,
Was the car actually insured on that day?
no, ma'am,
Satisfied, counselor?
I'm satisfied with the factual basis and stipulate the probable cause as to the matters being dismissed here. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Byrd for failure to display, which is count one on ticket number ending in 0903. Count three, the amended, will enter a guilty plea on the amended charge of improper plate. And Mr. Byrd, are you working?
yes,
Does he have any outstanding? Mr. Byrd, are you aware if you have any other outstanding tickets with the city of Detroit to pay?
yes,
You do have some? Okay, so I'm gonna go as low as I can possibly go statutorily on these fees and assess fines and fees of 100. How much? Huh? Two. How much? Yeah, I am definitely gonna go as low as I could possibly go statutorily because you have an outstanding balance of close to $600 in addition to the $190 fee I'm gonna assess to the FTD and the $190 fee I'm gonna assess to the improper plate. The total that you will owe for this case is $380. What I'm going to do with you is have you to set up a payment plan no later than August 3rd, 2023. You need to appear at the court to set up that payment plan with the court for both cases or for all cases, because I don't know how many you have that's outstanding, but it's almost $600 for that. So set up a payment plan by August 3rd and you never have to see me again. If you don't set up that payment plan by August 3rd, you do need to appear here on the same Zoom at 8:30 that morning.
okay,
You're free to go. All right. Party's ready. Buttermore,
I'm here.
Thank you, Mr. Buttermore. Now calling the people versus Corey James Buttermore, ticket number SP 1442469, count one, operating without a driver's license. Ticket number, or count two is driving, failure to use doing due care. One moment. The abbreviations got me. Fail to use due care and caution, and count three is violation of the basic speed law, drove in an unsafe manner. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good morning, Harry Bach for the defendant. Sir, would you state your name?
Corey Buttermore.
Judge, today is the date and time for trial. No complaining witness has signed in as of this time, and we would ask that you consider a motion to dismiss here without prejudice. The defendant's been advised.
Okay, the court has verified that Officer J. Smith has not checked into the courtroom either virtually or in person. This matter was set for the trial at 8:35 a.m. The time is now 11:57 a.m. Therefore, all matters will be dismissed without prejudice. Mr. Buttermore, I'm just going to advise you to make sure that you're keeping your, if you have a valid driver's license, keep it in the vehicle with you at all times, sir.
Will do.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
That may be what his file is. If he'll have his file, right? Party's ready on Latasha Bryant. Mhm. It don't matter. One moment, please. I'm just trying to find her on the docket sheet. I found it, Latasha Bryant. Now calling the people versus Latasha Cherie Bryant, ticket number U 510-96719.
This is me, Your Honor.
One moment, ma'am, one moment.
So what is it?
Failure.
No sexual or business license.
Oh.
Business license. Dancer. She was in.
Okay, so the first one is the no sexual business license or no entertainer's license? I
No
understand?
entertainer license.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. It's hard to read the writing of the officer. And then count ticket number U 593-50521, one count of entering without permission. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Not guilty. I mean, guilty.
Please.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guilty.
Starting with the attorney.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guilty. Guilty.
Wait a minute. Let me say my name first.
I meant to say guilty. Guilty.
No, but
Stop, Ms. Bryant. Stop talking.
ma'am, I'm going to say my name first, and then you're going to say your name. Harry Bachman for the defendant. State your name.
Latasha Bryant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are waiving any formal reading or of the information or complaint in warrant, standing mute for arraignment purposes. Judge, the defendant is going to waive her rights to plead guilty here today.
Okay, to both?
On the EWOP, she's going to have the charge reduced to disorderly conduct, and the other count will be dismissed, and I would stipulate to probable cause for the dismissal.
Thank you. And this one is EWOP. Oh, DWOP. All right, so Ms. Bryant, you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Bachman in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your right?
Yes.
And did you understand your right?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Turning your attention to June 8th, 2021. Were you at the address of 3457 Iroquois?
Yes.
And was your behavior on that day, would you, did you have disorderly conduct on that day, ma'am?
Yes.
Satisfied, Counselor?
May I ask just one question?
Satisfied, Counselor?
I'm satisfied, thank you.
Stipulate the probable cause on the dismissal?
So stipulated, thank you.
So the court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bryan for the amended charge of disorderly conduct for ticket number ending in 50521, dismissing without prejudice ticket number ending in 96719 for the disorderly conduct, fines and fee. All right. Ms. Bryant,
Yes.
are you currently working?
No.
Okay. And I'm looking at the facts of the case. Are you currently seeking? Are you currently seeking housing? I'm trying to say it without.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Would you be interested in doing 20 hours of community service in lieu of paying a $220 fine?
Yes.
Okay. And I also think that perhaps doing the community service, you may meet someone or you may be able to do some things that will help you to find a job as well. Do you have transportation?
Well, my boyfriend, I have a driver's license, but my boyfriend has a car.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there.
I have a way to get there.
There's a warehouse on Allen Road and North Line in Southgate that is hiring for $19 an hour if you're interested. That's all I know though. All of us. That's all I know about it. However, I will assess, instead of assessing fines and fees of $220, I'm going to allow you to do 20 hours of community service. I need you to put your phone number in the chat to the clerk so that she can get those hours set up with the Department of Probation for you, okay?
Yes.
You'll return on August 21st with those 20 hours completed.
You said on August 21st is when I go?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll come back here on August 21st just to show that you've completed the 20 hours of community service.
Oh,
and then,
okay, you know when it starts?
as soon as they call you, they'll contact you. You're gonna, again, put your phone number in the chat to the clerk. She's gonna chat you. You're gonna chat her back with your phone number. The Department of Probation will contact you to set it up. You could start probably within the next 2 weeks. If you haven't finished, or if they contact you later than 2 weeks from now, and you're unable to do the 20 hours by August 21st, call the courtroom and ask for an extension.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You have any other questions?
No.
Okay. Mr. Bossman, is that it? Does that conclude this matter? Ma'am, don't leave until you've chatted the clerk your phone number, though.
Yes.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you.
I just sent you the chat, Miss Bryan.
Okay.
Look at the 3 dots. Look at the 3 dots at the bottom of your screen. It should be. And then you should see a chat or a number 1.
Okay, yep, I see it right now. I see it.
Okay, and just put your phone number in there.
All right. Moving right along. Oh, you good with me taking these back?
Yes, do the first one.
Now, party's ready on Corey Bosley. Now I'm calling the people versus Corey Tyria Bosley, ticket number SP 140400181. One count of allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Ticket number SP 1404619. One count of no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Harry Bachman for the defendant. Ms. Bosley, please state your name.
Corey Bosley.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant has been extended an offer. She's going to plead guilty to the allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, with the recommendation being for a 90-day delayed sentence. She's been advised.
You had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Boffin in the breakout room, and he advised you of your rights,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you understood your rights?
Yes.
Anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Turning your attention to November 5th, 2022. Were you in the, no. Did you own a 2002 black Ford?
Yes.
And on that day, did you allow someone to drive your vehicle?
Yes.
And was that person properly licensed? Did they have a valid driver's license?
No, Your Honor.
And were they driving in the city of Detroit?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Satisfied.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
You stipulate the probable cause on dismissals?
So stipulated. Thank you.
Okay, and so the court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bosley for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, placing her on a 3-month delayed sentence. Ms. Bosley, for the next 3 months, you are not to have any police contact and no further tickets. And you will come back in 3 months with the fines and fees of $220 paid, and we will dismiss this matter. Ticket number ending in 4619, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor, will be dismissed without prejudice. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we will see you back here on October 20th at 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m. You said October 20th. 20th, okay.
And have the fines and fees of $220 paid by then. Have a good day.
You as well. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Parties ready on Bradley? Now calling the people versus, wrong Bradley. Now calling the people versus Amanda Renee Bradley, ticket number P14247771, count 1, no proof of insurance, count 2, driver's license expired. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good afternoon, Harry Boffman, on behalf of the defendant.
Oh, Mr. Buffman, we can't hear you at all now.
Oh, shoot.
Is that better? Hello, Harry Boffman for the defendant, P55052. I'm sorry.
Thank you. And ma'am, will you state your name for the record?
Amanda Renee Bradley.
There's the date and time set for pretrial.
It's a trial date today, Your Honor.
Oh, no wonder I can't.
Normal hearing, and there's no complaining witness. Would you consider here a motion to dismiss without prejudice?
But the officers did check in, Officer Taylor did check in this morning.
I'm sorry for the mistake. We did discuss it. The defendant is going to waive her right to any trial today. She's going to plead guilty to the reduced charge of failure to display.
Nice try, Mr. Boffman. Ms. Bradley, you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Boffman in the breakout room. Did he advise you of your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea?
No.
And are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
And you're pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, turning your attention to March 21st, 2023. Were you driving a silver Nissan?
Yes.
Were you driving in the area of Grand River and Stanton in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day, ma'am?
Yes.
And when asked to produce a valid driver's license, were you able to do so?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied, counselor?
I am satisfied. Thank you.
Satisfied, counselor?
I am satisfied. Thank you.
Stipulate the probable cause on dismissal.
Yes, so stipulated. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bradley for the amended charge of failure to display, assessing fines and fees of $220. Dismissing count one, dismissing count one, no proof of insurance without prejudice. Ms. Bradley, how soon would you need, or how soon would you be able to pay the $220?
Could I get 30 days? I'm sorry.
Yes, absolutely. No need to be sorry. You can have until August 21st. As long as it's paid by August 21st, you don't have to appear back in court. But if it's not paid, do appear back here at 8:30 in the morning on this same Zoom.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You as well.
Party's ready on Bentley.
Ms. Bentley is in the waiting room, Your Honor. Oh, well, we have two Bentleys.
Have you, oh, this is Cameron Bentley?
Ready?
Nobody's in the waiting room.
There's a Joanne Bentley in the waiting room.
Oh.
Now calling Cameron Jabez Bentley, ticket number SP144379, count 2, driving while license suspended. Ticket number, and if Ms. or Mrs. Cameron Bentley can turn their camera on. Also, ticket number SP142607, count 1, improper equipment. Ticket number SP144, count 1, 26 to 30 miles over the posted speed. Please state your appearance for the record. Please remove whatever it is on your head. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good afternoon, Harry Baughman on behalf of the defendant, sir. State your name for the record.
Cameron Bentley.
Thank you, sir. Judge, this was a date and time for trial. The defendant is going to waive his right to any trial today. He's been advised, and there is a recommendation that if he pled guilty to the reduced speeding charge of limited access 6 to 10 over and 1 count of improper plate, that the balance of the instant cases would be dismissed here. He's ready to give a factual basis.
Improper plate on a driving license suspension?
Yeah.
No, he's pleading probably to improper equipment, the civil infraction.
He has his driver's license.
No, that's right.
Good.
Oh, no driver's license.
You don't have to believe.
He actually told me improper equipment.
Does he have a valid driver's license now?
But he's pleading to that one, I'm saying. He giving you the wrong ticket. He's saying
He didn't say he's speeding to FTV
no,
or
he's not.
allowed.
He
So
dismissed
we're
it
just-
now.
We don't dismiss driver's license.
This is Bentley.
Okay, I don't know.
Madam Clerk stated it.
Mr. Baughman, are you sure you have the plea correct? Because I know that we have improper equipment. We have the 6 to 10. Oh, I get the 6 to 10 over limited access, but he has a driving while license suspended.
Right.
Now,
May I
we're just gonna
restate? I'll restate the offer because I misstated it the first time, Your Honor. The defendant is to plead guilty to limited access 6 to 10 over and improper equipment. Dismiss the no license.
Okay, that was a good plea. And that's your understanding of the plea agreement, Mr. Bentley?
So I would be pleading to 5 over, but I also have a valid driver's license.
That's why. Then that's why. Okay, then I now understand why they would have dismissed your driver's license. So you'll be dismissed. You're going to be pleading responsible to the civil infraction, and we're going to dismiss the misdemeanor. Is that your understanding of the plea?
Mm-hmm.
And you wish to avail yourself of that plea?
Could you explain the definition of avail?
Do you wish to accept the terms of that plea?
Yes.
Okay. So the court is going to enter a responsible plea on your behalf for the 6 to 10 over with limited access, which will be a 1-point violation, assessing fines and fees of $135 in that matter. And for the improper equipment. I'm going to also enter a responsible plea on your behalf for the improper equipment and assess fines and fees of $120. $120 on the improper equipment ticket.
Right here.
You don't have any? So the total is $255. How long do you need to pay that?
May I have 30 days, please?
Okay, you have until August 21st to pay both. If you haven't paid them by August 21st, you do need to appear back here on the Zoom at 8:35 that morning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Mr. Buckman, did you have a plea for Joanne Bentley?
Yes. No, Joanne Bentley, I actually haven't spoken to at all. She must have dropped off before I got her in the breakout.
Okay.
And she's just not coming back just now?
Yeah.
Parties ready on the Bulger matter? Thank you, Ms. Wait, that is not Ms. Bulger. Parties ready on the Bulger matter?
Yes.
Now calling the people versus LaShawn Coretta Bulger or Bulger. Is it Bulger or Bulger?
It's Bulger.
Bulger, thank you. Ticket number SP 1436639, count 1, disregarding officer signal. Count 2, disregarding traffic control device. And count 3, failure to yield right of way or interfere with traffic. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good morning, good afternoon. Harry Bachman for the defendant. Ms. Bulger, please state your name.
Yeah, because we went past.
Can you be a little clearer? Okay, I just want the record to reflect that LaShawn Bulger is on Zoom. It appears on Zoom, but we are not able to hear her very clearly. Hopefully there's no misdemeanors. Yes, there is.
He said he never talked.
What's the plea?
We're asking for a bench trial date by Zoom, please.
A trial date? You're asking for a trial?
A bench trial date by Zoom, please.
Okay, the court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bulger and set this matter for bench trial on August 16th at 8:30. Ms. Bulger, you had an opportunity to talk to Mr. Baughman. He advised you of your rights. You do understand that you have the right to a jury trial or a right to a trial before me as a trier of fact, and you are choosing to have a trial before me as a trier of fact?
Yes.
Okay, so this bench trial is going to be set for August 16th at 8:30. We will see you there, ma'am, and a $0 bond will be continued. If I did not say it, we are entering a not guilty plea on your behalf.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Ms. Bentley said that, Mr. Baughman, Ms. Bentley said you did speak to her. You actually gave her an offer.
Okay, I do have the.
Yeah, she said you told her it was an offer for plead guilty to expired, I guess, driving while license expired. You told her failure to display.
That's it.
And the rest of her stuff will be dismissed.
It's actually plead to the expired plate, and the other 2 counts would be dismissed.
Oh, okay.
I think it's cheaper.
Okay.
Are we ready on Brielle Melinda Ball?
Ready, Ms. Bo?
Thank you, Ms.
Here.
Ball. Now calling the people versus Brielle Melinda Bowe, ticket number SP 1456675, count one, driving unregistered untitled vehicle. Count two, that is in default, is no proof of insurance. Count three, defective brake lights. Please state your appearance for the record, starting with the attorney.
Good afternoon, Harry Hoffman, the defendant. Her name.
Brielle Melinda Bowe.
Thank you. Again, Ms. Bowe. Judge, we're going to resolve this here and now. The defendant is ready to plead guilty to one count of improper plate.
Did she pay you the one in default? It's actually count three, defective brake light.
Oh, I see. Or it should have probably been on the docket with this one.
Huh.
Or it should have been on the docket. This one. It's not a count three. It's probably.
They just gave a warning.
It's not in the system.
Okay. All right. And so, Ms. Bowe, you had an opportunity to talk to Attorney Baughman, and he advised you of your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for your guilty plea today?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Turning your attention to May 3rd, 2023, where you're driving a 2007 black Volvo.
Yes.
And were you driving in the area of Gilchrist and Florence in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
And were you in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day?
Yes, I was.
Okay, and the vehicle that you were driving, were you able to provide registration and or was it registered or titled?
No.
Satisfied, Counselor?
I am satisfied. Thank you, Your Honor. I stipulate the probable cause as to the matters being dismissed here.
Thank you. So you're satisfied to the factual basis, correct?
Correct.
And the court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bowe for improper plates. The amended charge of improper plates on ticket number ending in 675, count one, counts two and three, no, count two will be dismissed without prejudice. The court is going to assess fines and fees in this matter of $220. Ms. Bowe, can you pay that within the next 2 weeks or do you need 30 days?
Can I please have 30 days?
Okay, it's due August 21st. As long as it's paid by August 21st, you can ignore it coming back to court. If it's not paid, you do need to appear here on the same Zoom at 8:30 that morning, ma'am.
Okay.
You're free to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Party's ready on Joanne Bentley. Now calling the people versus, she has a multiple ticket. Yes, me. Oh. Now calling the people versus Joanne Kayoko Bentley, ticket number P1457071, count one, driver's license expired. Ticket number P1457070, count one, expired plates. Count two, no proof of insurance. Please state your appearance for the record.
Harry Hoffman for the defendant. Ma'am, state your name, please.
Joanne Bentley. Joanne Kiyoko Bentley.
Thank you. There's a recommendation that the defendant is going to make a factual basis here and now.
What? What is she pleading to?
Expired.
I know, but he didn't say it on the record. Can you state on the record what the plea is on this case?
The plea would be to the expired plate and balance.
Say it again, Mr. Baughman.
The plea is to expired plates and the balance would be dismissed.
Thank you. And you stipulate the probable cause on dismissal?
Yes, Your Honor, for the purpose of the plea here, so stipulated.
And stipulate to the four corners of the ticket on expired plates factual basis?
So stipulated. Thank you.
The court will enter a responsible plea on behalf of Ms. Bentley for expired plates, count one on ticket number ending in 070, Count 2 will be dismissed without prejudice. Also, count 1 on ticket number 7071 will be dismissed without prejudice. The expired place ticket is $145. Ms. Bentley, can you pay that within the next 14 days or do you need 30 days?
Your Honor, I was recently hospitalized and I am not to report back to work until 7/25/23. I have a doctor's statement, so I would need a little bit more time after that, or either I can make.
I'll give you until October 20th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And good luck with your recovery. It's due on October 20th. If it's not paid by October 20th, you do need to appear back here on the same Zoom at 8:35 that morning or 8:30 that morning.
And that's the expired plate. And how much is the fee?
$145.
And the other tickets will be dismissed?
Yeah, the other two matters are dismissed without prejudice.
And I come down to the court and pay it?
You can, or you can pay on the website, 36districtcourt.org.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Parties ready on the Bennett matter? Now calling the people versus Willie D'Angelo Bennett Jr., ticket number P145863, count 1, no insurance misdemeanor, count 2, 6 to 10 miles over the posted speed. Please state your appearance for the record.
Boffman for the defendant, Mr. Bennett, state your name.
Okay.
Can you not hear me? Harry Boffman for the defendant, Mr. Bennett, please state your name.
Willie D'Angelo Bennett Jr.
The defendant is going to waive rights and plead guilty to improper plea.
Is that your understanding of the plea, Mr. Bennett?
Improper plate?
Yes.
I don't think I had a proper plate ticket. I just caught a speeding ticket in
And a no insurance misdemeanor ticket. He was able to get the prosecutor to amend your charges to a lower charge of improper plate.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am. That's it.
You wish to avail yourself of that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you sit in front of the camera, please? Did you have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Boffman in the breakout room? Did he advise you of your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand down, turning your attention to May 4th, 2023. Were you driving in the area of Plymouth and Woodmont in the city of Detroit?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you driving a 2020 Jeep?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you come in contact with the Detroit Police Department on that day?
Yes, ma'am.
When asked to produce a valid car insurance certificate, were you able to do so?
No, ma'am.
Was the car insured on that day?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied, Counselor?
I am satisfied, Your Honor, and I stipulate the probable cause for the matters being discussed. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Bennett for the amended charge of improper plates, assessing fines and fees of $220, dismissing count 2 without prejudice. Mr. Bennett, how soon would you be able to pay the $220? You need 14 days or 30 days?
30.
Okay, it's gonna be due August 21st. If it's not paid by August 21st, you need to appear back here on the same Zoom at 8:30 that morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day. Did we get Lakeisha Bosley's matter taken care of, or does she need to speak to you in the breakout room?
Ready?
It said allowing by her name.
Oh, we're ready to proceed on Lakeisha Bosley.
We are.
Now calling the people versus Lakeisha Bernia Bosley. 3 minutes on the back. Ticket number P130387, count 1, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive. Count 2, driving unregistered or untitled vehicle. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Please state your appearance for the record.
Good Thursday afternoon, Your Honor. Harry Boffman for the defendant. Ma'am, please state your name.
Lakeisha Bernia Bosley.
Thank you. Your Honor, the defendant is prepared to resolve this matter here and now. There is a recommendation that if she pled guilty to allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, that the balance of the incident cases for which the defendant appears today would be dismissed, and that this matter would be set for a delayed sentence, a 90-day delayed sentence. I've had a chance to explain to her what that means. She's ready to make a factual basis and plead guilty here today.
And you had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Baughman. Did you understand your rights?
Yes.
Did anyone threaten you, force you, or promise you anything in exchange for a guilty plea?
No.
Are you pleading guilty on your own free will?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty because you actually are guilty?
Yes.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you give will be the truth and the entire truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, turning your attention to January 21st, 2022. Did you own a 2011 black GMC?
Yes.
And on that date, did you allow someone to drive your vehicle?
Yes.
And did that person have a valid driver's license?
No.
And did they drive in the city of Detroit? Were they
Yes.
driving in the city of Detroit? Satisfied, Counselor?
Yes, satisfied. Thank you.
Stipulate the probable cause for the dismissals.
Yes, so stipulated. Thank you, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied and will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Bosley for allowing an unlicensed driver to drive, assessing fines and fees of $220. I'm placing you on a 3-month delayed sentence, which means that you are to get no further tickets, have no further police contact within the next 3 months, and pay your fines and fees before your return date. In this case, that matter will be dismissed at that time as long as you've met those conditions. Your return date will be October 20th, 2023 at 8:30, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, how much you say the fee was again?
$220. And you can pay that online at 36districtcourt.org.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Yes, same here.
All right. We're off YouTube.
Oh, Jesus.